Have you ever visited a country that completely changed your expectations? A place that quietly challenges everything you thought you knew? That's exactly what happens to many Americans when they land in Malaysia. At first glance, Malaysia looks like just another beautiful Southeast Asian destination: tropical beaches, street food, and modern skyscrapers. But once you spend time here, you start to notice something surprising. There's a secret about Malaysia that shocks almost every American who visits. And no, it's not just the low prices. Let's talk about what that secret really is. The cost of living feels unreal. The first thing Americans notice is how far their money goes. In cities like Kuala Lumpur, you can rent a modern high-rise apartment with a pool, gym, and security for a fraction of what you'd pay in cities like New York City or Los Angeles. Eating out? Affordable. Transportation? Cheap. Healthcare? High quality but reasonably priced. But here's the shocking part. It's not cheap because it's low quality. That's the secret. Malaysia offers value without sacrificing standards. The malls are modern. The roads are developed. The internet is fast. The hospitals are internationally accredited. Americans arrive expecting compromise, but they don't find it. Modern, yet deeply cultural. Many Americans imagine Southeast Asia as either ultra-modern like Singapore or developing and chaotic. Malaysia sits in a unique middle space. Walk through Kuala Lumpur and you'll see the iconic Petronas Twin Towers, once the tallest buildings in the world. The skyline feels futuristic. But just minutes away, you'll hear the call to prayer from a mosque, see Chinese temples filled with incense, and spot colorful Hindu shrines. Malaysia blends Malay, Chinese, and Indian cultures into one functioning society. For many Americans, that peaceful coexistence is surprising. Different religions, different languages, different foods, yet daily life flows smoothly. That harmony is something visitors don't expect. The food scene is on another level. Ask any American who's lived in Malaysia what shocked them most, and many will say the food. Malaysia's cuisine is a reflection of its multicultural identity. You can have nasi lemak for breakfast, Chinese-style noodles for lunch, and Indian roti canai for dinner, all in one neighborhood. And the flavors? Bold, spicy, complex. In places like Penang, often called the food capital of Malaysia, street food isn't just cheap, it's world-class. Americans are stunned that a $3 meal can taste better than a $30 meal back home. That's part of the secret too. Quality doesn't always equal high cost. English is widely spoken. Another thing that shocks Americans? Communication is easy. While Bahasa Malaysia is the national language, English is widely spoken, especially in cities. Street signs, business transactions, restaurant menus, English is everywhere. For Americans who worry about language barriers in Asia, Malaysia feels comfortable almost immediately. It's culturally different, but not isolating. That comfort factor makes a huge difference. Safety and stability. Let's be honest, many Americans don't know much about Malaysia before visiting. Some assume it might feel unstable or unsafe because it's less talked about in Western media. But Malaysia is considered one of the more stable and peaceful countries in Southeast Asia. Neighborhoods are lively at night. Families walk around comfortably. Expats build long-term lives here. Compared to rising crime concerns in parts of the United States, many Americans say they actually feel safer in Malaysia. That realization is often unexpected. A hidden expat haven. Here's something many Americans don't realize. Malaysia has quietly built a strong reputation among retirees and remote workers. Programs like Malaysia My Second Home, MM2H, have attracted foreigners looking for affordable, comfortable living in Asia. With strong infrastructure, tropical weather, and good healthcare, it checks many boxes. Yet, it's not overcrowded with Westerners the way places like Thailand sometimes feel in tourist hotspots. Malaysia still feels authentic, less commercialized, less overrun. And Americans are often surprised that more people back home don't talk about it. The real secret: balance. After spending time in Malaysia, one word keeps coming up: balance. Malaysia balances affordability with comfort, tradition with modernity, diversity with harmony, growth with stability. It's not extreme in any direction. It doesn't try to be flashy like some global cities. It doesn't market itself aggressively to the world. It simply functions, efficiently and quietly. For Americans used to louder, faster, more competitive environments, that balance feels refreshing. Why more Americans are talking about it? With remote work rising and living costs increasing in the United States, more Americans are exploring alternatives. Malaysia isn't just a vacation destination. For some, it's becoming a serious lifestyle option. When Americans arrive expecting a budget experience and instead discover comfort, safety, and opportunity, that's when the shock happens. Not because Malaysia is trying to impress anyone, but because it doesn't need to. So what's the secret that shocks every American in Malaysia? It's simple. Malaysia delivers more than expected. More comfort, more culture, more value, more balance. It's not the loudest country in Southeast Asia. It's not constantly trending on social media. But once you experience it, you understand why so many visitors quietly fall in love with it. And maybe the biggest surprise of all? How long it took the world, especially Americans, to notice.